Have you ever wanted to just kick an alien in the face? Like really make it feel the full wrath of humanity? Now you can. What's good, y'all? It's Ahmonstar, and today we're taking the fight straight to the front lines. We're talking about one of the most brutal, unrelenting, and hardcore universes in gaming. Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2. This is the kind of game that the only thing louder than the gunfire is the war cry of a brother screaming, "For the Emperor!" And today I'm breaking down how I earned the Platinum Trophy and became the defender of humanity. But before I dive into the carnage, let's talk about what this game is, where it came from, and why it was such a big deal. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 was released on September 9th, 2024. It was developed by Saber Interactive and is the long-awaited sequel to the 2011 cult hit Space Marine. The original game was a third-person shooter, hack and slash hybrid that lets players step into the armored boots of Captain Titus, a genetically enhanced super soldier in the Warhammer 40k universe. It was gritty, it was gory, and it hit hard. But after that, silence for a decade. But luckily, this sequel picks up right where the first one ended. Well, with a little bit of a time skip. Titus is back, older, tougher, but just as deadly. Now reborn as a Primaris Space Marine, he's got a new look, a new squad, and a new war to fight. So why Space Marine 2? See, I actually played the first one back in 2012. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember playing the multiplayer a lot, which I thought was pretty dope at the time. I was in my Call of Duty era, so I didn't play much outside of multiplayer. So I didn't play the campaign mode, but ultimately I forgot about it. I stopped playing and I never picked it back up. So when Space Marine 2 was announced, it was kind of like a childhood memory being unlocked. At first, I wasn't going to get it. Then I started watching these videos on the lore behind Warhammer and that whole universe, and I gotta admit, I slowly got hooked. Everything in this universe is about survival at all costs, loyalty through battle, and doing whatever it takes to protect humanity, even when humanity isn't perfect. I also thought, yeah, this is a game me and the boys can play. The boys never got it, but it's all good. I had a good time anyway. From the moment you boot up Space Marine 2, you can feel the weight of it all. You're not playing as some nimble, acrobatic soldier, you're a walking tank. A genetically enhanced warrior wrapped in inches of ceramite armor. I don't know how, but the game makes you feel it. Chain sword in one hand, bolt rifle in the other. You're constantly switching between ranged precision and melee destruction. The game just feels heavy, borderline sluggish. Every swing, every shot has weight. You're always reading the battlefield, managing health with executions, controlling the flow with grenades, and repositioning with jump packs, and prioritizing targets. That was a big one. It gets pretty crazy during higher levels of difficulty. And it's not just mindless violence. There's strategy in the chaos. You've got different types of enemies that require different types of tactics. But don't worry, you've got squad mates to back you up. Especially in the co-op mode, which is the bread and butter of this game to me. Visually, this game is stunning. The environment drips with that gothic, industrial Warhammer aesthetic. You have skulls, cathedrals, war-torn ruins, and the scale is immense. You can go from tight corridors dripping in blood to open battlefields swarming with Tyranids that feel like they will never stop coming. For me, one of the more compelling parts of this game is the armor customization. Like I said, I got into the lore a little bit. And in the lore for Warhammer, you have these chapters. And these chapters, they all have their own beliefs and the way that they do things and their tactics. The main chapter and who you play as in the campaign is the Ultramarines. They are known as highly disciplined and courageous warriors. But then you have chapters like the Space Wolves, who are known for following their own paths and using unorthodox tactics. Or the Salamanders, who are more so devoted to the welfare of the civilians of the Imperium, more so than any other chapter. I think it's super dope you can customize your armor to represent your favorite chapter. I myself went with the Blood Angels, who are known for their bloodlust and how they dominate in close combat. But let's talk trophies. Space Marine 2 consists of a good mix of 50 total trophies. A decent amount of them are linked to completing each operation and mission at least once, such as Voice in the Dark or Resurrection, 2 of the operations in the co-op mode. Then it has some enemy specific ones such as Unhand My Brother and One Ugly Xenos, where you have to do something specific to an enemy. Then of course the trophy for getting all the collectibles, data mining, which wasn't too bad to be honest. I think I got like 60% of them before I even started looking at a guide, just naturally playing through the game. The trophy that was an absolute slog is Still a True Son of the Emperor, where you have to kill 41,000 enemies. Honestly, if you legit got into this game and had friends that were into it too, this wouldn't be too bad. I only leveled up 1 class, so I could definitely see this being obtainable naturally if someone takes the time to level up all 6 classes. But for me, I sat in an endless wave of Tyranids, hacking and slashing my way to get this one. You would think that would be the hardest one, right? 41,000 enemies? Nah, for me, the hardest was the multiplayer ones. More specifically, the Tactical Genius Trophy, where you have to win 1 game with each class. When I tell you I could not win with the heavy class to save my life, it was actually the first trophy I went for and the first class that I tried to go for. So I was pretty new at the game, right? But still, the fact that I couldn't win 1 game as the heavy class, and sitting here now thinking about it, I don't think I actually legit won a game. After losing about 9 times, I learned that you can just use a class for the whole entire match and then switch to the end, and that class would count as the win. So that's what I did. I used a more faster, more my pace type of class and switched to heavy and won the game, and that was the end of that. I never went back to the heavy class. All the other multiplayer trophies were easy after that one, even the get 5 kills in a row. It was just that one. But the most annoying trophy will have to go to Purge Them All, where you have to mark every enemy type in the game. There's no way of checking which ones you have marked versus the ones that you don't have marked. So if you get all the way to the end of the game and you mark the last one you think you're marking and then you don't get the trophy, good luck. I guess you just gotta go back and start over. Luckily somebody told me to be on the lookout for this from the beginning, so I did miss 1, I believe, but I had an idea. I was like, maybe I didn't get this one. And so I went back, got that one, and it popped for me, luckily. But if you're not looking out for these from the get-go, good luck. You gotta go all the way back to the beginning and just start over. My favorite trophy is one that's unmissable, so I didn't have to do much, but it's called Why Is It Always You 3? You don't do anything crazy but talk to the chaplain whenever he summons you guys. But to me, it was my favorite one because I just love seeing the chaplain. I think his armor was the best armor in the game, and I myself will become a chaplain if I ever become a Space Marine because I just want to wear that armor set. It looks super dope. And for those that did finish the campaign of the first game, unlike me, it's a nice surprise at the end that justifies why this guy is so hard on you guys throughout the whole entire campaign. Space Marine 2 was a lot of fun. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. I don't know why, but I really must stress how heavy the game makes you feel. And it just makes you feel very solid and feel like you can run through a wall, man. It was a lot of fun. The gameplay loop was pretty good. I feel like I said, if you had people to play it with, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be crazy hard learning the ins and outs of each class. And you know, each class has their own merit. Like the snipers, they hit hard, but they're super easy to get killed. The heavy class, they are able to tank a lot of damage. The class that I really actually wish I would have did was Bulwark, and they're kind of like the support class. They got a good melee, good range, and they have the ability to drop like a banner that allows you to heal your teammates around you. I thought that's what I was going to do, but when I started grinding that one character, the one class that I was going to use, a lot of people were going Bulwark, and you can only use one class. Only one person can have that one class in your team. So I went with the Vanguard, and I don't regret it. I think it was a pretty good play style as well. The game itself, the Platinum itself, wasn't crazy hard, but it wasn't also too easy to where it didn't mean anything. I would say it's well worth the grind, my brother. Thanks for joining me on how I became the defender of humanity. But of course, the grind never ends. After defending humanity on the battlefields of the 41st millennium, I'm stepping into something a little more brutal. Next up, we're leaving bolters behind and stepping into the arena, where fatalities reign supreme, and only the strong survive. It's time to test my might in Mortal Kombat 1. Stay tuned for how I became the completionist. If you're new here, welcome to the Platinum journey. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below, letting me know which trophy gave you the most trouble and which one you're most proud of. I want to know. Let's continue to build something together, and remember, don't just play, Platinum.
No turning back now! For the Empire!